Did someone ever lose a big fish simply because your tying knot was not strong enough? If you've been fishing for any length of time, you know the heartbreaking feeling of losing a prize catch due to a knot that just didn't hold up. It's a sinking feeling that can turn a great day on the water into a disappointing one. The importance of a strong knot when fishing cannot be overstated. It's the critical link between you and the fish, the one element that needs to be fail-safe. Without a strong knot, you're simply hoping for the best. And in fishing, hope is not a strategy. It is similar to entering a boxing ring with a hand tied behind them, the other one. You are at risk from the beginning. Perhaps you're thinking, tie a knot is a knot, right? Okay, not quite. There are different types of knots used in fishing, and each has its own strengths and weaknesses. Some knots are better suited for certain types of fishing lines, while others are better for specific fishing situations. Understanding these differences and knowing when to use each knot is part of the art and science of fishing. For example, the Palomar knot is known for its strength and simplicity, making it a great choice for beginners. The trilene knot, on the other hand, is excellent for connecting a fishing line to a hook or lure. And then there's the Bimini twist, a knot renowned for its ability to withstand the struggles of a big fish. But knowing which knot to use is only half the battle. Tying the knot correctly is equally important. A poorly tied knot, regardless of type, is a weak knot. So, learning how to tie each knot properly and practicing until it becomes second nature is an essential part of being a successful angler. In the end, fishing is a game of skill, patience, and knowledge, and a strong knot is a crucial part of that equation. It's the difference between reeling in that trophy catch and watching it swim away. So remember, knowing how to tie a strong knot is a skill every angler should master. So, you could turn out asking yourself which is the most efficient knot for fishing. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to this topic, as the appropriate knot is determined by a variety of circumstances. Firstly, the type of fish you're after plays a vital role. For instance, if you're targeting a heavy, hard-fighting fish, you'll need a knot that can withstand the strain. In this case, the Palomar or Bimini twist might be your best bet. On the other hand, if you're angling for a delicate, light-biting species, a simple loop knot could suffice, offering just enough flexibility and movement to your bait. Secondly, the fishing line you use can influence your knot choice. Monofilament and fluorocarbon lines are generally easier to knot than the slippery, thin, braided lines. For the latter, you might want to consider a double uni knot or an Alberto knot, known for their strong grip on such lines. The fishing conditions, too, can dictate the appropriate knot. For example, a trilene knot, famed for its resistance to slippage, might be ideal for wet, slippery conditions. On the other hand, when fishing in clear waters where stealth is key, a small, unobtrusive knot like the improved clinch might be more suitable. But no matter the knot you choose, remember that practice makes perfect. Knot tying is an art, and like any art, it requires time, patience, and consistency to master. Start by learning one or two basic knots, then practice them until you can tie them effortlessly, even with your eyes closed. Gradually add more complex knots to your repertoire, always ensuring you can tie them confidently and accurately. Another tip is to moisten your knot before tightening it. This reduces friction and heat buildup, which can weaken the line. And always test your knot by giving it a firm tug before casting your line. This way, you're less likely to lose your catch due to a failed knot. In conclusion, there's no definitive best knot for fishing. It all depends on your target fish, the line you're using, and the fishing conditions you're in. Remember, the best knot is the one you can tie confidently and consistently under all conditions. Now we're going to walk through the process of tying a strong fishing knot. Let's dive right into it. We're going to tie a popular and robust fishing knot known as the Palomar knot. This knot is famous because of its simplicity and strength. So, let's get started. Firstly, you need to double about 6 inches of line and pass the loop through the eye of your fishing hook. This is the initial step, and it's vital to get it right, as this forms the foundation of your knot. While it may seem straightforward, make sure your loop is neat and clean, without any twists, as this could weaken the knot. The next step is to tie an overhand knot with the double line. It's just like the first knot you tie when you're lacing up your shoes. Remember though, you're using a double line, so ensure both strands move together and form a neat knot. One common mistake at this stage is pulling the knot too tight too soon. Keep it loose. We need that loop for the next step. Now here comes a part that might seem a little tricky, but don't worry. It's easier than it looks. You're going to take the loop end and pass it over the hook. Yes, the entire hook. This step might feel a bit awkward, but it's essential for the strength of your Palomar knot. Once you've done that, it's time to pull the loop all the way down until it tightens around the base of the hook eye. Make sure you pull both ends of the line to ensure the knot tightens evenly. At this point, your knot is practically formed. However, don't rush to tighten it completely. We have one more crucial step to ensure its strength. The final step is to moisten the knot. Yes, you heard it right. It might seem odd, but it's a pro tip that makes a world of difference. By moistening the knot, you reduce friction as it tightens, preventing any damage to the line. You can use water or even saliva to do this. Now it's time to pull the knot tight. Hold the main line and the tag line and pull them in opposite directions. As you do this, you'll see the knot sliding down and tightening around the eye of the hook. Keep pulling until the knot is as tight as it can be. And there you have it, a strong and reliable fishing knot that won't let you down. The Palomar knot is a tried and true favorite amongst anglers around the world. It's easy to tie, even in low-light conditions, and its strength is unparalleled. So the next time you're out on the water, give the Palomar knot a try. You might just find it becomes your new go-to knot. On the other hand, there are more to the process of securing a strong knot than simply following the rules. Tying a strong knot is as much an art as it is a science. Each step is crucial, yes, but there are some additional tips and tricks that can elevate your knot tying skills from good to great. Let's dive into them. Firstly, it's always a good idea to moisten your knot before tightening. This might sound a little counterintuitive, but there's a good reason for it. When you tighten a knot, friction is created. This friction can generate heat, which can potentially weaken the line. By moistening the knot, you reduce this friction and heat, ensuring that your knot remains strong and secure. Next, when you're pulling on your knot to tighten it, don't just yank on one end. Instead, pull on both ends simultaneously. This ensures that the knot tightens evenly and securely. It's a simple step, but it can make a significant difference in the strength of your knot. Finally, always test your knot before you start fishing. This is the step that many people overlook, but it's a critical one. You don't want to find out that your knot is weak when you've got a big catch on the line. Give your knot a good tug to ensure it's tight and secure. If it's not, better to find out now and retie it than lose your catch later. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't be discouraged if your knots aren't perfect the first few times. Keep practicing, keep refining your technique, and soon enough, you'll be tying strong knots like a pro. And one more thing, don't forget to have fun with it. Knot tying is a skill, but it's also a part of the joy of fishing. Enjoy the process and you'll find that your knots get better and stronger with each passing day. Using these directions, you are going to be tying strong knots without wasting time. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, let's reel in the key points we've covered. A strong knot is an angler's best friend. It's not just about choosing the right knot, but also about mastering the technique to tie it properly. We've delved into the importance of a robust knot, which is the linchpin between you and your catch. We've explored different types of knots, each with their own strengths and suited to various fishing scenarios. And we've walked through a step-by-step guide to tying a powerful knot, one that won't let you down when it matters most. But remember, it's not just about knowledge, it's about practice. The more times you tie, the better you get. So, don't be discouraged if your first few knots aren't perfect. Keep at it, and soon you'll be tying unbreakable knots with ease. Remember, a strong knot can be the difference between a tale of the one that got away and a successful fishing trip.